Is now a good time to buy a home in Chico, California? Well, everyone keeps asking this simple question: should I wait until interest rates drop before buying in Chico? And honestly, that question may be costing people more than they realize, because Chico isn't just suddenly a buyer's market. We are seeing moments where prepared buyers have more room to be strategic. Some homes are sitting longer, some sellers are more open to conversation, and the buyers who are ready are the ones who are going to take advantage of this when the right property pops up. So if you're waiting for that perfect market, you may miss the right opportunity. This video is for anyone that's thinking about buying a home in Chico. If you're looking to relocate, you're a first-time home buyer, or you're just someone that's been sitting on the fence and wondering, is now finally the time to buy? Does it make sense? Hey guys, I'm Alicia Fickert, and with my husband Keith Fickert, we are the Fickert team, and we are your local real estate experts. We're helping buyers and sellers here in Chico, Paradise, Durham, and the surrounding areas. And in today's video, we are going to walk through what the Chico market is actually doing right now, and what the numbers are telling us, and whether buying today makes real sense for you. If you find this helpful, hit the like and subscribe button, because you never want to miss another video from us. The number that changes everything. Let's start with the most important piece of the puzzle, and that is where home prices are actually sitting right now in Chico. The median sales price for 2025 was $475,000. And in 2026, so far this year, we're sitting at $472,000. Now, I want you to really hear what that means, because it's easy to scroll right past that number, like without even letting it sink in. That is not a dramatic drop. That's not a crash. What that is stability. And after years of buyers feeling like they were chasing the market that just kept running away from them, this stable price environment is actually meaningful. If you were hoping for prices to fall dramatically so that you can jump in, that is probably not the reality. Chico has its own rhythm. It doesn't swing wildly like some of the coastal California cities do. What this moment gives you instead is not a discount, it's a footing. It is the ability to make a decision without feeling like the ground is shifting beneath you every week. And for a lot of buyers, that is exactly what they've been waiting for. Chico versus California, a math problem we're solving. Here is something worth pausing on, especially for anyone relocating in California. According to the California Association of Realtors, the statewide median price for home is sitting at right around $800,000. Chico at $472,000 is almost 40% below the California market. For someone looking to relocate from the Bay Area, LA, that gap is not just a number. It is a big difference of quality of life. You're talking about a home, often with a yard, that is in a community with a university and a hospital and a genuine local economy for a fraction of what you'd be spending anywhere else in the state. And for first-time home buyers already living in the area, that same math applies. You are not priced out. Chico remains one of the most accessible entry points left in California, and that is not something to take for granted. Markets that stay accessible tend not to stay that way forever. The rate conversation no one is having right now. All right, let's talk about what's on every buyer's mind right now. According to Freddie Mac Primary Market Survey, the interest rate right at the end of May was at 6.53%. A year ago, that was at 6.89%. So while rates are not where we would all love it to be, it's actually moving in the right direction compared to 12 months ago. And there were nearly 8% when it hit the peak. Well, it was above 8% in 2023. Here is what I want you to understand about rates. A lot of buyers tend to look at that mortgage rate like it is a life sentence. It is not. You buy a home, you lock in today's interest rate, and when the rate drops, you refinance. And what you can't do is go back and buy that same house at today's price. According to Freddie Mac, the pending homes are starting to tick up, which tells us that the demand is building quietly in the background. When rates finally come down, and most economists still think that by the end of 2026 they will be lower, a lot of buyers who have been waiting are going to jump back in. That means more competition and a tighter inventory and most likely higher prices. So the buyer who is waiting a while, that the market is waiting for it to be calmer, may already be in their home before that rush comes again. Okay, let's take a breath here because I want to make sure that this is all connecting. We have talked about Chico medium sales price of $472,000, which is actually a sign of stability. We talked about how Chico is 40% below the California medium sales price, which is a real advantage whether you're relocating or a first-time home buyer. And we talked about mortgage rates, how they're sitting at mid-6 range, and they are lower than they were a year ago, lower than 2023, and they are trending in the right direction. That context matters, but we are not done yet because we are still going to talk about the inventory and what is happening and what does that actually mean to you and how does it tie back to you personally and if you should move forward. And before we go there, if you're seriously thinking about relocating to Chico, grab our free relocation guide. It's linked in the description below, and it tells you about the top schools, the area, and everything you need to know to make the right decision about moving to Chico. More breathing room than you think. One of the clearest signs that this market is worth paying attention to right now is about what's happening with the days on market and the inventory. In 2025, the average days on market in Chico was 36. And so far this year, in 2026, the average days on market is 43. That's 7 days. Doesn't sound like a lot until you've been in a market that it was 24 hours to decide and you're waiving contingencies and you're coming in over asking just to be considered. That extra week means that buyers can breathe. It means that you can schedule inspections. It means you can sleep on a decision and come back with a clear head instead of making one of the biggest financial decisions in a panic. Now, I also want to make sure I'm being honest here with you because this matters. Chico currently has an inventory of 2 months, and a truly balanced market is around 5 to 6 months of inventory. In the classic sense, not every seller is going to negotiate. Not every home is going to sit on the market to wait for you, but some homes are sitting longer and some sellers are making adjustments, and the buyer who comes in with a pre-qualification letter and clear on what they want, they sit with more buying power. The question is not whether Chico is a buyer's market. The bigger question is whether the right buyer can make a more strategic decision right now. And the answer is yes. So here's where everything lands. The Chico housing market in 2026 is not a frenzy. It is not a crash. It is a moment of stability in a market that has not offered much of that in the recent years. Prices are holding steady right around $472,000, well below what buyers are facing across the rest of California. Mortgage rates are sitting in the mid-6 range, meaningful, better than 12 months ago, and according to Freddie Mac, it's going in the right direction. Days on market are up, inventory is slightly looser, and some sellers are having real conversation. That combination gives a prepared buyer something genuinely valuable. Options. Not perfection, not a bargain market, but the ability to be thoughtful and strategic and to move on the right house without being rushed. This is what the market is offering right now. And for the buyers who are ready, it is worth taking seriously. If you're thinking about buying a home in Chico, Keith and I would love to be a resource for you. Reach out through our contact information below in the description, and we will walk you through exactly what the buying position looks like right now for you. And while you're there, grab our free relocation guide. Again, it shows the hospitals, the neighborhoods, the schools, and everything that matters most. So go check it out and come back, watch our next video about the best neighborhoods in Chico, and we will see you there.